Okay, hey everybody, welcome to Parent Conversations today. It is the last one of May because next week is Memorial Day. So we will not be here for Memorial Day, but join us on June 6th. We're going to talk about something really important. It's e-cigarette prevention. We're going to talk about the Catch My Breath program. So today we're going to talk about the Summer Passport program, which kicks off this weekend. We have our director, Sharilee Griffiths, with us, and she is going to answer your questions and get you all excited. But speaking of excited, we are so excited that the Bear River Health Department, the Davis County Health Department, and Central Utah Public Health Departments have provided grants which make this program and the Discovery Family Adventures and the Summer Passport program available to you guys at no cost, just a little bit of time. We appreciate those of you that have completed the new pre-surveys that have gone out. That is something that we are finding necessary to become an evidence-based program so that we can keep getting funding to provide these to you for free. And if you have any more questions about that, Sharilee is the one to ask. So we're going to turn the time over to her. If you have questions, feel free to unmute yourself, raise your hand, or put it in the chat. I will be moderating. My name is Megan. I am the assistant director, and this is just kind of informal. So just chime in when you want. Okay, Sharilee, take it away.
Okay, very good. Yes, we are so excited to tell you about the Summer Passport program. It is here. And so anyway, I wanted to start off with getting you connected. Let's make sure that everyone knows how to connect. This is going to be, it will be run on the app. So the Goose Chase app, if you have not already, go ahead and go to your Goose Chase app or download the Goose Chase app if you need to. How many of you, is there anyone here that's totally new, has never been part of the program? Go ahead and raise your hand if you're, well, let's do it this way. Let's have you raise your hand or make a comment in the chat if you are familiar with the Discovery Family Adventures and have used them, either the Discovery Family Adventures or the Summer Passport program from 2021. So, okay. It looks like, I think most of you have. Not sure about Meg or Chloe, if you guys could let us know there. But go ahead, download the Goose Chase app, and the code for the Summer Passport program is Summer 2022. So you can go ahead and get connected now. It will go live Saturday morning at 8 o'clock. A lot of the schools around the state are closing up. They finish on Friday. And so we will kick off Saturday, Memorial Weekend. And it's going to be a really fun year. For the Summer Passport program, there are a couple of changes this year. Okay, first of all, we really are focusing on the app. The feedback that has come back from families, especially for summer, that is really the fun way to do it. It's on the go, it's on your phone, it's easy. We have incorporated into the summer program, we've made sure that all of those components are there. The tip section, which is so I like to say we teach what you don't know, but mostly just remind you what you do know, because you guys, I'm sure, most parents pretty much know what we need to be doing. We just get so busy parenting that sometimes we forget, with everything else. We're just trying to keep our heads above water, and we forget to think about, letting the kids take the lead, and let's encourage, this is a great opportunity to encourage creativity. So we want to just remind you of that on a daily basis, or on a regular basis, that hey, here are the things to incorporate into everything that you do with kids. So we get a lot of feedback that parents really love that aspect of our program. So we have made sure that the Summer Passport Adventures also include the tip section, also the community engagement. You guys, the community engagement level adventures are so important. And if you have gone through the adventure that talks about the SHARP survey, you'll be familiar with this a little bit. But the SHARP survey it's a survey that they do every 2 years for 6th, 8th, 10th, and 12th graders that really measures everything you can imagine about risky behaviors, protective factors, attitudes towards these different things, that these risky behaviors like vaping, underage drinking, the violent, or what's the word that they use? Antisocial, behavior. So it measures kind of what's going on there, and even the attitudes towards it of the youth themselves and how they perceive the parents, the attitudes of their parents. And there's a lot of information we can gain from this. And
Yep.
so,
let me know when I can jump in. I got a couple questions already.
Okay, yeah, let me finish this and then we'll go to the questions.
Okay.
So in doing this, with the SHARP survey, they have really identified what our kids need. Okay, what our kids need in terms of protective factors to really protect them against some of these risky behaviors and whatnot. And one of the key things that has been identified is our kids need to be connected to their communities. And as you can imagine, the data on that is moving in the wrong direction. Okay, it was moving in the wrong direction pre-COVID. And then with everything that happened with COVID, it became even worse. I mean, the kids, so we need to really help our kids connect to their community. And that's what the community level engagement adventures are all about. In a fun, natural way, help kids connect to the communities they live in. Usually these are, they're really fun. It's usually involves something like service. If the adventure is, cooking and, having doing some type of a summer frozen treats, make some extra and take it over to a shut-in neighbor. Or maybe it's organizing, if it's about parades and you go to the parade as a family, but then maybe the kids come home and they organize their own little parade in the neighborhood. The other really fun thing about those adventures are that the kids are developing all kinds of key life skills, organizational skills, communication skills, problem-solving skills, because things don't always go exactly as planned, time management, all of these important skills that they're just having fun, but they're developing those and having an experience with those. So that's really an exciting thing. And I would encourage you to please utilize the community engagement level adventures. Let's go ahead and look at some of the questions. Meg says, I have the app. What is the password? So it's summer 2022. Okay. And Chloe, that is great to hear that you are with Head Start. Let's chat. You're going to be excited to hear about some of our mini hunts. Okay.
Sharilee,
yes.
the password and the code are both summer 2022, correct?
I think we moved the password. We only had the password on there while we were testing it.
Okay.
So do you want to check that for sure? But the password should be removed. But
yeah,
yes,
I think Haley already did, but I will double check.
Okay. Okay, yeah, and you can go ahead and remove that. It has been, so it's not active right now. It will go live Saturday morning. So at that point, you won't need, you shouldn't need a password from here on out. Okay, Haley said that there was, the password is still there. So we'll get that removed. Okay, and Chloe shares that she has shared this with the Head Start families, which is just exciting, Chloe. And like I said, you're going to really love when we get talking about some of the mini hunts that we have going. Nicole, we'll talk about kickoff parties. Okay, remember to ask me that if I don't come back to that. Remember to ask me about that. So coming back to, let's do one other thing before, while we're kind of thinking about it, so you guys can be doing this while I'm talking. You will notice here, Megan has her camera off. And so this shows the picture. You can see that we have a new Facebook frame out there for the Summer Passport Program 2022. And this really helps us spread the word. So for any of you, if you want to make that your Facebook profile picture, be sure that you tag Sharilee Griffiths, me, so that I see it. And we will be giving out 5 $25 gift certificates to people who are helping us spread the word. And because you guys are here, I'm going to make a note of that, or I'm going to ask Megan to make a note of who is here. You guys are going to get an extra entry into that because you are going to be the first ones to do that. So yeah, go ahead and get the Facebook frame put on it. Okay, now going back to just the summer passport program in general. So with this year, again, we've taken feedback that we got through the Bach Harrison research that was done, and we're really trying to figure out what works best for families. One of the things that we heard is that it was very confusing for families to have both the app and the website. As we have talked about in the past, we really can't get rid of either one of them. Well, if we had to get rid of one of them, it would have to be the app. And we don't want to do that because we all love the app. But the app does have some limitations. Okay, it can only use one picture. We only have 2,000 characters, which go really fast. Okay, it's not as bad during the summer because the adventures, as you might recall, the adventures are a little more simple and to the point, if you will. There's not necessarily a lot of information. But if there is, we can also include one link. So if needed, we are linking over to the website or to the Discovery Family Adventures. There are a few that we have a Discovery Family Adventure that goes right along with it. So we will link you over to the website for that adventure. But for the most part, we really are focusing on the app. And that is the Summer Passport Program, for all intents and purposes, is housed on our Discovery, the Discovery Hunt app, which is the Goose Chase app. And we have something that's different from last year, so that we can manage it better and make sure that everybody, is getting taken care of. We are having one main hub, okay, one hub that covers everyone, except for, here's where our exception comes in, Richfield. Okay, those of you out in Richfield, Melissa is going to be managing that. There's a lot of fun, unique stuff that's happening out there, and and it's just a little bit different. It's not as easy for you to get in to take advantage of some of the Wasatch, what's happening along the Wasatch County. But you have so many things out there that we along the Wasatch County can't really get out to. And so you guys will have your own hub, and come to think about it, we need to create that hub. So we will get that created, and what do you want your password to be, Melissa? Melissa gets to choose. So Melissa will tell us all what the password for the Richfield hub is going to be. So when it comes to hubs, yes, we will have the one hub, except for Richfield will have their own. Okay. Now, the other thing that's really exciting here. So one of our team members is all about, kind of like with Chloe, okay, all about the preschool age. And it's so important that we get this information out as early as possible, because these protective factors, as you guys all know, the sooner we can wrap our kids in these protective factors and raise them in these protective factors, the better off they're going to be. So we have a very special mini hunt, as we're calling it, that is geared specifically towards toddlers this year. We will be announcing that in the main hub. So just stay tuned. All you need to do to get the information for that is, stay tuned to the main hub. We will also have some other mini hunts, one for science and one for the arts. So again, stay tuned to the main hub, and you will get information about any mini hunts that we make available. There may be one for reading. You guys, reading is huge. And we do have an adventure in the main hub for reading, which highlights 4 different reading programs. You guys, you can benefit, you can get the prizes. It's like read once and get 4 prizes. So do it. That is one that is just super, super important. And we will release one of our literacy focused hunts to make it really fun, because I know that's one thing that we've gotten a lot of feedback, that it's really helpful and fun if there's, again, that's something that the kids can do associate to kind of help them keep track of their reading, you know, versus just, you know, marking it off, which is fine too, if you want to do the marking it off. But we will release one of our literacy hunts, or actually a combination of them, since this really goes for, you know, 3 months rather than most of our literacy hunts are 30 days. So we'll release a combination to make sure that you have a fun way to do your reading, but you guys make sure that you are reading every day with your kids. This is going to really avoid the summer slide, which all of the adventures are geared towards being able to do that. But anyway, so lots of fun ahead. We do have, let me see if there were other things. Oh, prizes. Oh my goodness, you guys, prizes. Okay, so for here along the Wasatch Front, I literally have an entire room down in my basement that is pretty much just full of fun family games, backyard games. We have got so many prizes to give out, and they all have to go out because I want my room back. So some of them will be tied to specific adventures. Okay, so when we get to the end in August, there will be some that will be tied to a specific adventure, and we'll go to that adventure, and we'll do either a drawing, or it may be our favorite submission. So be sure that that as you do these submissions, put some fun and thought into it. It's more fun for the kids, and more beneficial as far as wrapping them in protective factors if you let them use their creativity and really make it meaningful, not just, oh, okay, let's grab a picture and upload it just for the purpose of completing the adventure. We really want these adventures, use them in a way that will really help your kids have a fun summer, give them meaning. We weight heavier, if you will. We can give bonus points for those adventures where people really put significant effort in. Now, we will try to stay on top of it with thousands of families using it. We don't, sometimes we miss things. If you do have like do a community adventure, and I mean, the kids really put some extra effort into it, please send me an email so that I can make sure that they get some bonus points for that. Because again, we want to be your partner in helping to provide that recognition for pro-social behavior. The whole goal of what we're doing is to help you implement the social development strategy into your interactions with your children. And for those of you that might remember, as we've gone over the social development strategy, in a nutshell, it's providing opportunities for kids to enhance skills that they have or learn new skills, and then providing that recognition for the effort that they have put into that. And if we will do that in the home front, on the community front, and then on the school front, which I'll comment on in a minute, but if we will do that, then the kids will bond with their parents. We have that bonding and that family attachment taking place. Then you as a parent are able to, set the standards and communicate those standards with your children in a positive way, which is another thing that the adventures are intentionally designed to help you, set those standards and the clear standards, and let your kids know what it is that you want in a really comfortable, non-threatening way. And then that puts our kids on that path to achieving their highest potential and having the very best outcomes. I did want to comment on the school front. Okay, so you and I don't have a whole lot of impact on that. We actually do have some great programs that we're helping schools with, but I will tell you that data has been really pretty positive on what's happening in the schools in terms of the kids are or at least it's moving in the right direction. Let's put it that way. It's moving in the right direction where kids are feeling that they are recognized and rewarded. So, and of course, that's not, with the SHARP survey, you can look at every, all of the individual areas. And I have not looked at all of them. I mostly focus particularly in our grant areas, which I believe everyone here is actually from one of our grant areas. But I was really pleased to see that, at least in the kids' minds, they do feel that they have opportunities and they are recognized for, for what they're doing, or at least, like I said, that data is moving in the right direction. And we have some great programs that we're, working with schools and with PTAs to help them be even better at that and help those, the conversations take place and whatnot. And actually, I should clarify, we want those conversations to be taking place in the home. And so hopefully you will see, as we work with your schools, you'll see some ways that the schools are also helping you and empowering you to, to have those great conversations with your kids. So anyway, let's see. So back to the prizes, lots and lots of prizes to give out. However, you guys, I want to make sure that we're partners in this. Okay. We cannot possibly, our small team cannot be on top of what's happening in thousands of homes across the state. Okay. So we will be here we do have prizes that we will give out. We will do everything that we possibly can to make sure that every family is getting rewarded on the level that they are participating. But we need you as parents to be the main focus on making sure that your children feel that recognition. Okay. And again, each adventure gives you some ideas for that. It doesn't have to cost money. Okay. The prize does not have to be something that you bought from the store. In fact, the very best prizes are prizes we can't give. They're prizes that you give, giving your child that undivided attention. Okay. That is their reward. That is their recognition. They build the birdhouse. And that's all fine and fun and great bonding. But the real reward for them comes when you sit down and you watch the birdhouse and you watch for the birds to come and you snuggle with them and you talk about the different kinds of birds and you give them your undivided attention. Maybe there's, an extra, after we complete this, we're going to, do an extra 15 minutes before bedtime. You get an extra time, or, you can come up with rewards and provide rewards that we can't. And those are the most effective rewards. So yes, we have thousands of dollars of prizes that we will be giving out. I should have mentioned, so I told you about the Wasatch Front prizes. Melissa has the same number for Richfield. So Richfield families, boy, we need to get lots of families involved, because Melissa also has lots of prizes for out in Richfield. It's not the exact same number, but I guess I do have more here, but Melissa has a lot of prizes out there and they're very, very fun. Family games, backyard games that you're just going to love. And so anyway, that's on the prize side of things. Let's see, there was a question up here. Oh, a big kickoff. Okay, great questions. You guys, there will not be the big kickoffs like what we did in Cache Valley. We are really focusing on trying to build the partnerships. So we do have we're working with partners and in the different areas, we will, we'll do as much as we can with the partners. But what we have really found is our focus is on keeping the program going. Okay, we know from the research, we know that it's working. We know that it is helping families. And so we want to keep it going. And so, we've tried a variety of different funding options. We're very, very grateful to the health departments that have provided funding for us to be able to do what we've done. It has not, we have not had the capacity to be able to go out and get the business partners that can keep the program going in that way, which we still hope to do at some point. That is, I mean, that really is what the program is designed. And we hope that will happen at some point, but we just don't have the team to be able to go out and make that happen for this particular summer passport program. We're really focusing on, I mean, it is the grants that are paying for this. So thank you very much to Bear River Health Department, Davis County Health Department, and the Central Utah Public Health Department. Without them, this summer passport program would not be even happening. So very grateful to them. And you know, we'll keep working on the other side of that, but there will not be, we don't have a big kickoff. There are some partnering, partner events that are happening. You will definitely want to stay connected to your local Discover Family Fun community, because that is where these partner events will be posted. Again, having one main hub, if you will, we will not be, dropping in individual missions for the local activities. Those will be posted in your Discover Family Fun community. And then along with, with the mission that it would fit with. So you're definitely going to want to stay connected to that. The other thing that you can do, especially if you're not on Facebook, be sure that you are connected to the Discovery app, which is the one where we can communicate with you, and we can communicate by area. So if there are things that are happening by area, we'll try to get that sent out just specifically to the individuals in that area. So be sure that on the Discovery app, you have indicated which local communities you want information about. You connect to the Discovery app by texting the word family to 888-403-4140. Okay, so you definitely are going to want to be connected to the Summer Passport Program, connected to your Discover Family Fun community on Facebook, unless you're not on Facebook. And either way, be sure that you're connected to the Discovery app. Let's see. What other questions do we have about the Summer Passport Program itself? Any questions? Did I do a great job of describing it? I'm just trying to think of all the things that I probably forgot. So Megan, is there anything you can think of that I maybe forgot to mention?
I don't think so. I think you touched on everything.
Yes, Catherine, great question. The physical passport. Okay. Again, this year we are not. Some of the feedback that came back was that the physical passport was a little bit confusing to families, especially because we didn't have as many, that many business partners as we did like pre-COVID. Okay. And we're still kind of coming back from pre-COVID. It's not, coming back from COVID. It's not as much as it's been the last couple of years. But we still have businesses that are, they're a little hesitant to do, big events, and there are families that are hesitant to get out there. So it was a little bit confusing for families last year to have the physical passport when there wasn't really that much happening, that where they had to, like where you went somewhere to get your stamp, like there had been in previous years. Okay. And especially this year, because we really don't have any of those set up. Our focus really has been on, the adventures are out there. We're really trying to focus on the family engagement, and whatnot with that. However, if you want a physical passport, okay, there are two options. There is a link when you get into the Summer Passport Program. There will be a link that will take you to where you can print off it is updated. It's Summer Passport 2022. You can print your own passport. And then, well, I'm going to tell you the other way you can get it, and then I'll tell you kind of how to do the stamps. Okay. You can also, we do have some passports left from last year. So if you would prefer a printed passport that we printed, the really high quality, I mean, they really are fabulous little passports. If you would like one from last year, we would be happy to just reach out to your community coordinator, and you can pick up passports from last year. And then what you're going to want to do is, just put a little sticker over where it says 2021. You're going to want to put a little sticker that puts 2022, or let your kids kind of design it, and do something that makes it their special 2022. Okay, now, if you are using the physical passport, what we recommend that you do for the stamps is then use, a sticker that you have at home, or a stamp, if you have stamps, whatever it is that you have at home. And for each time that the kids complete an activity, they get a sticker or they get a stamp. There are, again, in the hub itself, there is an adventure that talks about the physical passport, and has some fun ideas for you can use, stickers that you have around the house, or you can let the kids, kind of design their own stickers. And it would be fun to have them kind of design it in advance, spend a couple of days going through, let them draw a little picture for each of the activities they want to do. And then as they complete that activity, then they get to, glue it in. Or, something, you can certainly use it however you want. Again, if you print off your own passport from the website, or if you want a passport from last year. However, we are not focusing on the physical passport, because the feedback that we got on that was that it was pretty confusing to a lot of families, especially the families that were new and not really used to that, to the passport. And they were like, what's this, what's this physical passport all about? So anyway, this year, we're trying some new things and seeing how it works. And of course, if, at some point in the future, we would love to have our business partners, our adventure partners, as we call them. We'd love to have adventure partners a part of this again. And at that point, we will, certainly have a printed passport so that when you take that in, they have something to stamp. But for this year, that's just completely unnecessary and just confusing. So great question. Any other questions? Let's see, did we have a question about the frame? Oh, no, that was Megan. Okay. The other thing I do want to talk about, you guys, is again, in order for the funding to continue, one of the things that we really need to focus on is becoming officially research-based. Okay. It's becoming research-based is an interesting process. Okay. Most programs that are able to get funding for prevention, they have to have been through like 4 to 5 years of really in-depth research, which can, number one, be very, very expensive. Let me interrupt here for a minute. The Facebook frame, there is a link in the groups. I posted it this morning, but I don't know if Tori has reposted into Box Elder. So you can always go to the Cache Valley group to find that link. Okay. Okay, so back to the evidence-based, okay? First of all, to do that research, just so that you guys know, so the research that we had done last year actually cost just under $15,000 to have that done. Okay, so it's very, very expensive. Now, we were very, very blessed to have the state had reached out and asked if they could pay for that. They actually only paid for a fraction of that, but we did have the other grants in place. And so between the grants, that was covered. But normally, to become evidence-based, we do need to, programs go through this like 5 years. They'll do 5 years of research, spending anywhere from $15,000 to $50,000 a year to have that research done and really, gather the data and all of that. And then the thing is that with those programs, then they come out, most of those programs come out with it's like a curriculum, okay? Most evidence-based programs have a curriculum, which is, awesome. There are some great curriculums out there. The Everyday Strong curriculum, we really support that. And there are some great curricula out there. But the drawback to the curricula, I'm just going to be honest with you about, how I feel about them here. There are some key drawbacks to those curricula. First of all, they're very expensive. Okay. Especially after they have spent that kind of money to go through, being the research and becoming evidence-based, then they will charge a lot of money for programs that want to use them. The second thing is that they are a curricula, again, that's been in development for 5 years. Okay, well, look at the way, our fast-paced world, things that, look at your technology from 5 years ago is totally outdated. I don't care what technology you're looking at. If it's 5 years old, it's pretty much outdated. Okay, not that curriculum outdates that quickly, but it doesn't have the ability to be able to respond as quickly as we can. Okay, taking, for example, COVID, okay, was the first example that we really saw this. They announced on Friday that there would be no school, that it was basically home-based schooling. By Monday, we had an adventure out there that provided thousands of free resources for families. Okay, the next one, quite honestly, the war in Ukraine. Okay, nobody knew what was going to happen there. Okay, they certainly didn't know 5 years ago to be able to address that in any of the curriculum type, evidence-based programs. But again, our program can respond to that. Okay, we reached out to the experts. Parents were saying, what do we tell our kids? Do we talk to them about it? Do we just pretend it's not happening? What if when they ask us questions, how in depth do we, or what do we do? Okay, we're parents. We're not necessarily experts, as we're doing the parenting thing, we're experts in our field, each one of us in whatever it is that we're doing, but not every parent is an expert in this. And so we were able to reach out to the experts, to our partners who are experts, and say, what do parents need to know? Okay, what should they do? And we were able to put out an adventure that addressed that. We have a really fun one that came up just over the weekend, and we haven't gotten it done yet. And it might take a couple of weeks to put it together, but you guys are going to love this one. A really, really fun way to help your kids understand what's happening with pricing. Okay. And the fact that, we all know as adults, we know that gas has tripled. Okay. The cost of gas has doubled and tripled, and the cost of food is doubling and tripling. Okay, we understand that, and we know what that means. That means we need to spend less in other places because food is a really important thing. Okay, our kids don't necessarily know that. So we came across a really fun idea for helping your kids understand that, and you're gonna love it. Okay, which actually brings me to the next. Remind me, we need to talk about Discovery Family Adventures and what happens to those. Okay, so anyway, we can respond very quickly. The research shows that what is happening, you guys, this is a great way for you as parents. We're trying to make it super easy so that you can be the phenomenal parents that you are without having to think about it too much. It just kind of comes to your phone and you're like, oh, National Pizza Day, let's do pizza. For dinner, and we can encourage the kids to be creative and, use their creative juices to design the pizza, and we can spend that family time, and we can let the kids take the lead. And again, we're just trying to make this just as super simple as possible for you to be, very best parents that you can possibly be. But in order to do that, in order to keep the funding going from any direction, whether it's funding from the grants to keep it going or funding from, getting adventure partners, they want to know that what we're doing, that they're supporting something that is working. So we do need the evidence, okay? We do need to be able to show the data. And then there is a process where we can become, without waiting for the 5 years and going through 5 years of very, very expensive research, that's still research and it will still be expensive, but not the hundreds of thousands of dollars. We can become what they call the evidence. We'll go through the evidence-based work group, where basically the Utah prevention team will be able to look at data and say, yes, this program, there is data to support this program as an evidence-based program. So we need your help in doing that, okay? And hopefully all of you are already a part of that. If not, stay tuned to your Discover Family Fun community, and I will drop a post into that later this afternoon to make sure that everyone knows how to become a part of that. We would really love for you. It's very easy, and you're still doing the same thing. You just simply fill out a pre-assessment, and then you'll fill out a post-assessment after 8 weeks. And then that qualifies you. Once you have done that, you are qualified to earn all of the prizes for ever and ever. And this will also allow us to be able to send out, maybe on an annual basis, we'll send out another survey where we can kind of get the long-term impacts. So we will be able to continue to gather that data. But it's very, very simple. A fairly short survey. I can't remember how long it takes. It's only a matter of like 5 to 10 minutes. We're not asking a whole lot of, just the basics, so that we can show the data that yes, it is working. I do want to mention, really briefly, the Discovery Family Adventures. Okay, what happens with those? Because they're still going on. That's the core of our program. You guys, we have an amazing team member that is helping with writing those. My bandwidth I ran out. Let's just be honest. I ran out of bandwidth. And so I was very, very excited to have a team member that said, hey, this is kind of my specialty. And this is something I really love doing. So we will continue the Discovery Family Adventures will continue to be populated, particularly with the national days, okay? Probably not a whole lot of, the other adventures, we anticipate that you will spend most of your time in the summer passport program, okay? For summer, that's really where all of the summer adventures, there aren't going to be a whole lot of new, new adventures that are summer focused in the Discovery Family Adventures, because the majority of those are in the summer passport program. However, you can continue to use the national days will be released, sometimes the weekly. So we have kind of our mental, mindful Mondays. We have adventures for that, for the Digital Wellness Wednesday, the Healthy Habits Thursday, and from time to time, we'll put those into a full adventure that has, a lot of the resources and whatnot that you need. And then also, as mentioned, the national days and whatnot. Feel free to use the Discovery Family Adventures. Count those in your points towards qualifying for the family reward. Now, and I guess what I really should say, you can use from both of those, okay? You can use points from both of those to qualify for the Discovery Family, for the family reward events, okay? You can use points from both of those programs. It's on your honor, basically, to, you combine your points and you say, yes, we have completed, 5,000 points worth. We have been participating in the program. Again, you need to have filled out the pre-assessment, and done the kind of the training that, which takes about an hour by the time you do all of the training on the Discovery Family Adventures. That really just answers all of the questions that came up through the research. Any questions where families said, well, I didn't really understand this part. We answered that so that you have kind of all of the questions. So anyway, it will be during the summer, it will be a combination, but the Discovery Family Adventures continue to be very important. The summer passport is just a super fun way to make summer amazing. you probably will do many, many more points than the 5,000. I mean, with the summer passport adventure. I should mention anyone that gets 15,000 points in the summer passport adventures will all get a family reward. We have a family experience for you. But really focus on utilizing these adventures to strengthen your family relationships, wrap your kids in those protective factors so that they have the very best outcomes. That's what this is all about, is helping you, empowering you to provide your kids with the very best outcome possible. So we have just a few minutes left. If there are any additional questions or if I missed something.
Did you look at the last questions in there about the assessment?
Oh, I guess I did not see those. Can you read those for me?
Yes, there's two questions from, looks like Robyn. Will you remind us how to qualify for the monthly family rewards events?
Yes, absolutely. I'm sorry, I don't see that in my chat, so it may have stopped. Okay, so yes, absolutely. So to qualify for the family reward adventures, which let me just first of all say, you guys, thank you very, very much for your patience. It has taken us some time. We do have a, we're working on a tool that will automate it a bit more, but we don't have that. That is not in place. And so you can only imagine how complex it is to do all of this manually and figure everything out. And we're still working on that. And it takes longer than, when we had one event and we knew what everybody was doing, we could just send that out to everybody. And here's the one event, this day, this time. We hope that it's worth it. The fact that you can choose, we hope is worth the little bit of weight that it's taking. And this next week, I'll be honest with you, this next month, Megan and I are both going to be gone the whole first week. We're going to be out of the state. In two different places for that first week. And so, it's going to take us some time to get this figured out, but we guarantee you that you will get your family experience for every month that you qualify. Okay, so please, you have our promise on that. And we will get this figured out so that we can make sure that it goes a little more smoothly. So how do you qualify? Okay. Technically all you need to do, so you need to be part of that evidence-based work group, the research part. Okay. And again, I will post all of that information in the groups this afternoon to make sure that you have that. So in doing that, to be part of that, you will fill out a form that says, yes, I want to be a part of this. I will send you out the pre-assessment. Okay. So you will need to go through the pre-assessment. And then in the first month that you do it, you will need to go through the training adventures, which I believe there are 10 of them. And you'll get 500 points for each of that. So you need to get 5,000 points for going through the training, which really is mostly just you, that's for parents, just the parents reading, learning about the program. Okay, and then you'll need to do 5,000 points of adventures with your children, okay, or as a family. So that first month, it will be 10,000 points that you'll need to qualify. And then after that, it's just that 5,000 points. And just to give you kind of a feel for what that is, the big kind of the main Discovery Family Adventures, if there's an adventure, the public speaking, or like this new one that I've talked about, teaching kids kind of dealing with the inflation and whatnot, that is a little more involved. Okay, you get 1,000 points for that. Okay, something like the national days. Okay, they could be anywhere from, they're super simple, you guys. What we want is for you to every day spend 5 minutes with your kids. Let's just make sure that you have that positive interaction with your kids. So now fixing pizza, okay, it's not, you can't really fix pizza in 5 minutes, but it's one of those things. You would be doing dinner anyway, and kind of the adventure part of it, you're just taking something you already do and kind of, so that one might be worth, anywhere from 100 to 400 points. Okay, kind of depending on how much extra effort it's going to take. So you can choose to do, hey, we're just going to do those 5 big main full-on adventures and get our 5,000 points that way. Or what we hope that you'll do is do a few of those, and then again do those small ones every day. Just a little small, it's National Whatever Day. Let's even if you just talk about it and laugh about it and go, really, did they have to have a national day for just that? That is so silly. Okay, guys, if you were going to have a national day, what would your national day be? And laugh with your kids, interact with your kids, get their minds thinking, oh, well, gee, I think there should be a child that maybe loves skateboarding, we should have a national skateboarding day. And what would you do to celebrate that? Our goal is to give you a tool to interact with your kids every single day in a really easy way, 5-10 minutes, something positive that the kids go to bed going, you know what, I have the coolest mom and dad ever that take time to spend with me. And you go to bed going, you know what, I am the coolest mom ever because look at how awesome I am. I'm spending time with my kids every day. That's our goal. So anyway, that's how you qualify. You'll fill out the pre-assessment. And then after the 8 weeks, you will fill out a post-assessment. And then, like I said, then you're qualified for the rest of forever, as long as you reach that 5,000 point level. Great question. Any other questions? I feel like my box just stopped because I'm not seeing anything.
There was another question, but I think you answered it. It was, how do we find the assessment? And I heard you explain that.
Yep, I will get that all posted in the groups so that everybody has that again. And we'll try to remember to, post that periodically so that everyone has it. But especially this, this right now, this first kind of cohort, if you will, we're looking for a really good, solid cohort for, for this first, whatever. The first go around, so that we can get that, so we can, apply for the evidence-based work group, because that is really a key component to us being able to continue the program. Okay, any other questions?
That's all I see at this point.
Okay, well, wow, I took up the full hour. I thought this was going to be short and sweet. Sorry, guys. But hopefully that was really beneficial information for you. Hopefully you will get connected to the Summer Passport program and have a blast, because you guys, there's a ton of information in there, things that you probably would do anyway, but we, a lot of them, you've got some fun ideas on how to do it, and we want to reward you for taking the time to do it. So lots of rewards and prizes for you, and please be sure that your kids that you are providing those rewards and prizes throughout the summer.
Yep, and you got some thank yous, so there you go.
Oh, excellent. And please share with everyone. Okay, you guys are awesome. We will see you in the Summer Passport.
And we'll see you in 2 weeks for parent conversations about the Catch My Breath program for anti-vaping prevention stuff. So, okay.
And you guys, that is so excellent. Megan and I went through a training. It was a 2-day training, and oh my goodness, every parent needs that information. I had no idea. I was absolutely shocked at.
I was clueless too.
So you guys, everybody needs to come get that information so that you can protect your kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. See you in 2 weeks.
All right. Bye, everybody.